Suppose you are using a combination of an adjective and a determiner, then adjective comes first, then comes the determiner. A and an are indefinite articles. We use it when we are talking about something in general. If at all you are using an article along with the plural form of nouns, then it has to be a definite article only. Hello everyone. I am Dr. Shalini, Professor of English, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Today we are here to study about one of the language components prescribed by University of Mysuru for first sem BCom. Today we are going to study about indefinite articles. So let us see first what is there in today's session. So we are going to study, before we go to indefinite articles, we are going to study what are determiners. Okay, we need to understand what are determiners first. Then we will understand what are articles. Okay, then we are going to go and understand what are the different types of articles and what are the usage rules for those articles. Okay, so for you to understand it better, we have divided this session into two separate, that is indefinite articles as well as definite articles. Okay, so let us begin our session now to learn about determiners. So what are determiners? We need to understand that first. Okay, so this is the basic grammar that you're going to learn in like any of the English grammar classes. Okay, so determiners are those words that come at the beginning of the noun phrase or a noun also. Okay, before a noun or a noun phrase, determiners are the ones that are going to come. Okay, so let me just tell you what is a phrase. A phrase is a group of words that does not have a verb in it. Okay, so a phrase is a group of words. We call it as a phrase. Okay, phrase is again a group of words that does not have meaning. Okay, this will not have meaning. Okay, and again, it will not have a verb also. It will not have a verb also in it. If it has a verb, it is called as a clause. If it does not have a verb, it is called as a phrase. Okay, so do not confuse between a phrase and a sentence. Do not get confused between a phrase and a clause. Okay, so phrase and a sentence, both are group of words only, but phrase does not have a meaning, sentence has a meaning. Okay, sentence can also be called as a clause. Okay, a sentence can also be called as a clause, and a clause has a verb in it. It may or may not have a meaning. Okay, I told you sentence can also be called as a clause, but an independent clause only has a meaning. But a dependent clause will not have a meaning, and that is not called as a sentence. But both independent as well as dependent clauses will have verbs in it. Okay, and independent clause is called as a sentence. Whereas phrase will not have a verb. It neither has a verb nor does it have a meaning. Okay, so it is just used to enhance the sentence, just give extra meaning to the sentence. So that is called as a phrase. Okay, so a phrase that plays the role of a noun, a phrase that plays the role of a noun is called as a noun phrase. Okay, means in a sentence, if at all a group of words, that is more than one word. Okay, if it is used as a subject or an object, it is called as a noun phrase. So this is the definition of a noun phrase. So coming here, so determiners are those words that come just before a noun or a noun phrase. Okay, it can be in the subject part or it can be in the object part of the sentence, but it has to be there before the noun. Okay, yes. So they tell us whether the noun phrase is specific or general. So it tells us, determiner tells us what we are talking about, what the speaker is referring to. Is he talking about anything particular or is he talking about anything in general? Okay, so that is called as specific or general. Means specific, I'm talking about something which I know. I am intending you to know about that. General thing, I'm just making a general statement, not referring to any particular thing. Okay, so determiners tell us whether we are talking about something specific or something in general. Okay, so coming to the third point, if at all I have to define determiners in any other words. So determiners actually tell us whether we are talking about something in general or in particular. Okay, so based on the determiner, we can understand what the speaker is talking about what the speaker is talking. Okay, whether he is referring to one particular thing or whether he is referring to something in general. That is use of this determiner. Okay, so let us go further to understand various types of determiners. First, we need to understand the types of determiners. Okay, so there are basically 6 types of determiners, and the first one what we are going to understand are articles. Okay, so articles are the most basic type of determiner that we are going to learn in English. So these are also the other determiners are also there, but not prescribed for your semester. Okay, so coming to articles, we have, I'll just tell you what and all these mean also, so that you will just have a knowledge about what are determiners. Okay, articles we are going to, however, learn in today's session. So I'll just go on to possessives. The word possessive actually means when something belonging to somebody. Suppose something like bag or a pen or anything that belongs to me. Okay, that means it is showing some possessiveness. Okay, so that is called as a determiner. Possessive is also called as a determiner. So the words that are used as possessive determiners, okay, they are these. Okay, my, your, his. So all these are pronouns. All these are pronouns that show the sense of belongingness. So these are all pronouns. Sometimes it is used to ask question also. And again, in that possessive, you have many types of determiners, many types of possessives. Let us not dwell deep into it. We'll just understand what is a possessive determiner. Okay, so whose, it is called as the interrogative possessive. Okay, just to ask question. So these are the words that show a sense of belongingness. So they are called as possessives. Okay, so here are few determiners which point at something and they are talking about it. So suppose I say this is my bag. Suppose I say this is my pen. Means I am pointing at something and talking about it. I have it in front of me. I have it in front of my eyes. Okay, so such words, when we are referring to something, when we are pointing at something and talking about it, such places we use this demonstratives. Okay, so demonstration means to show. From that word itself, this word demonstrative has come. So there are only 4 or 5 demonstratives in English. Okay, so this, that, these, those, and such also sometimes is used as a demonstrative. Okay, so such pens cost high. Okay, so like that. So these are the words which we use to show something, which we are using it to point at something and talking about it. Okay, so that's when we use this demonstratives. So let us now understand remaining 3 types of determiners. They are numerals. Okay, so numerals, you have 1, 2, 3. So you just talk about the number of the nouns that are there. Okay, suppose I say one bag was bought for me or one sweet was reserved for me. So like this 1, 2, 3, 4, like we go on telling these numbers. Okay, so these numbers, when they are used before a noun or a noun phrase, they play the role of a determiner. Okay, so they are also sometimes considered as adjectives, but it depends on what usage it is done. Okay, suppose you use it before a noun, it is termed as adjective. Suppose it is used before an adjective, it is called as a determiner. Okay, so one beautiful pup was at my home, I say. Okay, so beautiful pup. So beautiful is already an adjective. So one, you need not have to tell it again. Okay, so you can consider that as a determiner. Okay, so numerals are also there under determiners, and we have ordinals also. Okay, so sometimes these numerals are also called as cardinals. Okay, so these numerals, these are also called as cardinals. Okay, cardinal means that which tells about the exact number. Okay, ordinal tells us about the place at which it is placed. Okay, like first, second, next, last, like that. It tells us about the place at which that noun is placed. Okay, so that's why it is called as ordinal, and this is also considered as a determiner. Okay, so lastly, we have quantifiers. Okay, quantifiers tell us about the quantity of the noun or a noun phrase. When you're talking about this quantity, it does not tell us the exact quantity. It does not give us the exact quantity. It tells us vaguely. It does not tell us how much it weighs or how much it is counted, but it gives us a vague quantity, approximate quantity. Okay, so we are not using any number here. We use few, several, many, like this. Okay, so it does not give us exact quantity. It just tells us that some quantity is there. Okay, so this is an example of quantifier. So quantifier, you cannot use it for countable nouns. Okay, only numerals or cardinals you can use it for this one, but these quantifiers cannot be used for countable nouns. So wherein you know the exact number, you can use it, but I'm telling about only these. There are many more quantifiers which can be used for countable nouns also. Okay, so let us go further now and understand about articles. Okay, so we'll just understand the definition of articles first, then we will go on to the types of articles. Okay, so articles, they are also determiners, okay, and quantifiers also. They are all used to modify a noun. So these are the words that are used to modify a noun. Okay, means we are giving some extra information about a noun over there. So that is why we tell it as modification of a noun. Okay, they actually appear before a noun. As I said, determiner, the role of determiner is to appear before a noun or a noun phrase also. It can appear like other adjectives also, and they help us get more clarity about the meaning of the sentence. Okay, so they give us more meaning, they give us lot of explanation about the sentence or the noun in that sentence. Okay, so these are the ones. The basic thing you have to know about articles are, this comes just before the adjective or just before the noun or a noun phrase, and it qualifies a noun. Okay, so here sometimes these words tell us whether we are referring to general or specific things. Yeah, we got to know about this when we spoke about determiners also, isn't it? So determiners, the same role is played by article also, because article is one of the types of determiners. Okay, so here it tells us whether we are talking about general or specific things here. Okay, so here are few examples for you to understand. Okay, so a book, the Prime Minister, an elephant. So these are the articles that are there in English. Okay, a, an, and the, these are the three articles that are there in English. Okay, so there can be few adjectives also, there can be few only articles also. Suppose you are using a combination of an article and a determiner. Suppose you are using a combination of an adjective and a determiner, then adjective comes first, then comes the determiner. I mean to say, just before the noun you have to use an adjective, before the adjective you have to use the determiner. Let me give you an example. Suppose I say I'm using this word pretty girl. Okay, here girl is a noun. Okay, then I have this word pretty also. So I use this word pretty girl. This is an adjective. Okay, this is a noun. Okay, here this situation, if at all you are using any article or any determiner for that matter, you have to use it here only. Okay, so you can say, suppose you are using a demonstrative, then you can say that pretty girl. Suppose you are using an article, you can say a pretty girl. Okay, so suppose you are using quantifier, then you can say few pretty girls. Okay, so like this, whenever you are using noun and adjective combination, a determiner comes just before the adjective. Okay, so this is how you have to use it when you are using it with an adjective. Okay, so this is made clear now. You know which are the different articles. Okay, so now we need to go deep into the articles, like different types of articles. Okay, so as I already told, under articles there are two types. Okay, one is definite and the other one is indefinite. Okay, so today we are going to learn about only indefinite articles. Whenever we are talking about general things, okay, so when we are not talking about anything in particular, we are not referring to any specific thing. Okay, so that time I use this indefinite article. Okay, under indefinite article we have two types, that is a or an. Okay, so how do we use this? What are the usage rules? We'll be understanding it in a while. Okay, so whenever we are talking about general things, non-specific things, we are using this indefinite article. Whereas here, whenever we are talking about anything specific, okay, we are not making a general statement. We are talking about something in particular. We know what we are talking about. The speaker knows what he is talking about. Okay, so such cases we use this definite article. Okay, and the only definite article in English is the. Okay, so sometimes you pronounce it as the, sometimes you pronounce it as the, but the actual pronunciation is the. Okay, so this is the only this is the only definite article that is there in English. Okay, so a and an are indefinite articles. We use it when we are talking about something in general. Okay, definite article, that is only one, that is the, and we use it when we are talking about something in specific. Okay, so clear? Let us go further now to understand indefinite articles through an example. Okay, so here I have given an example for both the articles. Okay, definite as well as indefinite. Okay, so let us start with this indefinite article. Okay, so here if I am talking about he is a doctor. Okay, suppose I say he is a doctor. Then do you know which doctor I am talking about? I am simply talking about somebody who is a doctor. Okay, suppose somebody is wearing a white, they are going, or the overcoat and going. So then I just show them and say he is a doctor. Or if I'm talking about my brother or my father or somebody, then I say he is a doctor. Okay, so that time I'm talking about somebody who is a doctor, general statement I'm making. Okay, I'm not telling anything extra about that doctor. Okay, so here I'm not telling anything extra, no extra information about this doctor at all. So I am using this indefinite article. You already know a and an are indefinite articles. So here I am using an indefinite article over here. I'll tell you when to use an, but here goes well with it. Okay, so this is the indefinite article I am using only because I am not specific. Okay, I'm not specifically talking about some doctor. I'm not giving any extra information about that doctor. Okay, so I'm using indefinite article over here. But coming to definite article here, he is the doctor who treated me. So here I am using the doctor. Here also there is doctor, here also there is doctor, but here I have used the. That is because I am talking about one particular doctor. Okay, I am talking about somebody particularly who treated me. I am giving some extra information about this doctor. Okay, the person who treated me, that is the extra information that is being given over here. Okay, so here he is the doctor means I am specifically talking about that only doctor who treated me. Okay, so since I am talking about a specific doctor, I make use of this definite article the. Okay, so this is how we use definite and indefinite articles. Something not specific, we make use of indefinite articles. Something specific, we make use of definite article. Okay, so indefinite, definite, not specific, specific. So that's how you have to be clear. Okay, so now we will understand how to use indefinite articles. Okay, so here I'll just repeat what I said just now so that the concept will be a little more clear to you. So indefinite article tells us something non-specific. Okay, here I'm using a thief. So this means I'm not talking about any one particular thief. Okay, so this is any thief. Okay, so let me just tell you, any is actually a quantifier. Okay, so this is any thief. Again, you can see this is a noun and there is a quantifier before that. So before, if at all you are using an indefinite article or a definite article, whatever, these articles if at all you are using, that is very much essential whenever you are talking about nouns that are not in plural form. Okay, so most commonly they are not used in plural form. If at all you are using an article along with the plural form of nouns, then it has to be a definite article only. Okay, no indefinite article can be used with a plural noun. Let me tell you why. Suppose I say I have a word thieves. Okay, I don't say a thieves. Or I don't say an thieves. I don't say an eggs. Okay, so this refers to only one thing. Okay, so whenever you are using any noun in singular form, only then a and an can be used. Along with plural nouns, usually articles will not be used. But if at all you want to refer to some nouns that are plural and you are using it in particular, then only you can use definite article, that is the. Okay, so only the is permitted along with plural nouns. Okay, so here this is any thief you're talking about. You don't know who is the thief here. So the thief is not known to the writer or the readers. Neither the person knows who is writing nor the person who is reading knows who is the thief. Okay, so he is just a thief. Okay, suppose I say the thief. If at all I'm using a definite article, then I know who I am talking about. The speaker knows, the reader knows who the thief is. Okay, so the thief ran away very quickly. Okay, a thief ran quickly. Yes, that is also possible. Okay, the thief ran quickly. That is also possible. Okay, so we are talking about some general thief who ran away quickly. Okay, a thief ran is preferably the correct sentence. Okay, so a thief ran or the thief ran quickly. Since we are giving little extra information, that is quickly, then it is considered to be the correct sentence. Okay, so whenever I'm using something in specific, then I have to use the. When I'm talking about in general, I'm using this indefinite article over here. Okay, so let us go further. How do we use this indefinite article? Where to use a, where to use an? So here you use one or the other, means a or an. Okay, depending on the first letter of the word following the article. Okay, that means which word. Supposed to write an article over here and which word follows over here. Okay, so based on the first letter. Okay, based on the first letter of the word that follows, depending on that, you have to fill in the article over here. So here you fill in an. Okay, so suppose you want to fill an article over here and you have a word over here. Okay, then you say a reader. Okay, so this way, depending on the first letter of the next word that follows the article, based on that only you are supposed to use whether it is definite or indefinite article. Okay, so now let us go further to understand where to use a, where to use an. Okay, so a and a or an. Okay, so they must be used before a singular noun. As I said, they have to be used before a singular noun only. Okay, standing for things that can be counted. Okay, so somewhere where you can count things and it is singular, so there only it can be used. Okay, as I gave you examples, you cannot say an eggs. This is wrong. An eggs, no, you cannot use. It is an egg. Okay, so plural, it should not be used. Article should not be used with plural. You don't say a readers. Okay, it has to be only a reader. Okay, so a and an have to be used. First of all, they have to be used along with singular nouns only. So that is this point. Okay, so then a must be used before words beginning with a vowel symbol pronounced with the same sound as Y or W. Okay, so a can be used along with the words that begin with vowel sound but pronounced as Y or W. Okay, so let me just tell you vowels you already know, A, E, I, O, U. The pronunciation is vowels, but few pronounce it as vowels. No, it is vowels. Okay, so before that you have to use. Let me give you an example after this. So use a when next word starts with a consonant. Okay, or before the words starting in U and EU, but they sound like U. Okay, so this sentence means this one. Okay, so let me just give you an example. Suppose you have a word unicorn. Okay, based on the logic, this is a vowel, but it is pronounced as U. Okay, you don't say unicorn, you pronounce it as unicorn. That means you pronounce it this way. This U is pronounced as unicorn, right? Okay, so that's why you have to use O over here. Okay, but let me just give you another example with the same letter. That is when you want to say umbrella. Okay, umbrella. So what is the word? How do you pronounce this word? It is a sound. Okay, it is a sound. That means it's a vowel sound. Okay, so you have to use an umbrella. Okay, so this way whenever you have U, it is pronounced as Y-O-U, then you have to use A here. Suppose it is pronounced as some sound like A-E-I-O-U, one of these sounds. Okay, so usually it will be A only. Okay, so that time you have to use an. So based on the the pronunciation of the next word, the first letter of the next word, you have to use a or an. Okay, so why is this? Why should we use a? Why should we use an? Why should not we use an unicorn? So just try pronouncing. A unicorn is so easily pronounceable when compared to an unicorn. You just need to stop, take a breath, and then start unicorn. If not, also you just have to halt and then proceed. So in order to make pronunciation easy, the only reason is for pronunciation. Okay, so in order to make pronunciation easier, we make use of an over here whenever we are pronouncing the words that begin with a vowel sound. Okay, so do not confuse. It's not the vowel that counts, it is the vowel sound that is counted. Here we use a only because of pronunciation purpose. Okay, so let us go next. Yeah, where else do we use a or an? Okay, sometimes an is found before word that begins with the letter H. Okay, so how is it? Is it like this? Horse? Do you use an horse? No, you use a horse only. Then what does this say? What does it say? So let us go here. We'll just read this. Use an when the next letter starts with a vowel or maybe a mute H. That means mute H in the sense H is silent. Okay. So let us see a few examples here. Suppose you say R. Okay. Then you have to use an R. Though it starts with a consonant. Okay, apart from A, E, I, O, U, whichever letters are there in the alphabet, all are called as consonants. Okay, so even though there is a consonant here, we don't use a here. That is because of pronunciation. You don't say a R. Little difficult, right? You have to gasp. So instead of that, you can just say an R. Or if you want to say honorable man, I want to say. Okay, then also I use an because H is silent. Okay, again another sentence where an honest boy. Okay, what is it here? H is silent. You don't say honest, it is honest. That's why it is an. So whenever you're pronouncing any word, it is very important for you to know the pronunciation. You should understand what is the pronunciation, what is the exact pronunciation of this word. Okay, so H is silent here, not honest, it is honest. Okay, so whenever you have a silent H, mute H is nothing but silent. Okay, whenever the H in the first thing is silent, then also you use this an here. Okay, so next, where else do you use? Whenever you have abbreviations that begin with a vowel sound. What are abbreviations? They are short forms. Okay, suppose you have for Supreme Court, you say SC. Suppose for BBC, you that is for British Broadcasting Corporation, you use BBC. Okay, so they are all short forms, abbreviations. So whenever you want to use the abbreviations, then also you have to use an if at all the abbreviation starts with a vowel sound. Let us see a few examples here. As I told you, you want to say an MSc graduate. Okay, it starts with M, isn't it? This is a vowel sound. Okay, suppose I want to say MSc graduate. Let me write the sentence fully. Okay, or if we want to say an MA you use. Okay, here again M is pronounced as M. Okay, so like that. Or maybe an SC. So here you say S and C. So this means Supreme Court. Okay, and an SC lawyer you can say. Okay, so this way you have to use an whenever you are using abbreviations, and those abbreviations should begin with vowel sound. Okay, so now again, a or an must be used before the names of professions. What is a profession? The work what they do. Okay, so he might be into medical profession or he might be into law profession, but what is he called as? The name given to him. Okay, suppose I say he is a doctor. Okay, then you use a doctor. Suppose I say engineer. Okay, you use an engineer. Okay, so whenever the profession begins with a vowel sound, then you make use of this indefinite article an. If not, you use an indefinite article a. Okay, so if it is a consonant sound, you make use of a. If it is a vowel sound, you make use of an. Okay, so coming to the next, when you mean a typical example, use a or an. Typical example means you're making a general statement. Okay, suppose I say I want to tell about the general characteristics of maybe a cat. Okay, so I want to talk about the food of the cat. Okay, then I'm giving a typical example of a cat. So then I say a cat drinks milk. Okay, so in general, usually cats drink milk, isn't it? Cats drink milk. I'm not using any article over there. But here I'm making a general statement about a cat. So here I'm using a cat. So this is an example that I'm giving you. Okay, a cat drinks milk. A doctor treats patient. A nurse helps the doctor. So this way, whenever you're making a general statement, so that time you have to make use of a or an. Again here, it depends on the pronunciation of the first letter of the next word, that is which it follows. Okay, these were the rules which are used to, which you have to follow in order to use definite or indefinite articles. Okay, sorry, indefinite articles. Definite articles, we'll learn it in the next session. That is, next session will be about the rules, the usage rules of definite articles. Okay, hope this session was very useful to you. Let us meet again in the next session about definite articles shortly. Okay, so till then, keep learning. See you soon. Let us meet again very shortly. Take care. Bye-bye.